Hello, welcome to another one of my little fabulous episodes. This is my little show that I like to call Spill It. Spill It is a show where I get to speak to inspirational people and share inspirational stories to connect people together, inspire others, and help people learn something new. And today's episode is no different because this is episode 58, Smoke It Away. And I have got an amazing guest. Well, let's be plural about it. I've got some amazing guests waiting in the green room. It is Regional One who will be joining us at 7:10 p.m. These guys are absolutely amazing. I've had to listen. I've had a really good listen to some of their music as well, especially some of their latest music, which I've been posting all over my Instagram stories recently. Make sure that you do give them a quick like and a follow over on Instagram. I have been tagging them like nobody's business. So if you can spare a little bit of time right now while I'm going to be keeping you company until 7:10 p.m., make sure that you head over to, all of the audio streaming channels and you give them a quick listen. And if you've got any questions for them as well, make sure that you do, because if all I'm wanting from you guys is a like, a share, and a comment. If you like this video, if you like this post right now, what that means is that it'll push it up on the algorithm. So Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, where we're streaming to, it means that if you like it, the algorithms go, oh, this is something that's really, really interesting. Let's push it out to more people. And if you share it, it means that other people can come into the Spill It fold, into the Spill It community, and become little teacups themselves and join in with the fun. And also, if you drop a comment, it means that we get to interact with it live on the show. So if you've got a comment for me, if you've just got comments in general, you want to come and say hi, or you've got a comment or a question for the band, Regional One, it might be individually, or it might be, the band itself. Have you got a question for the band? Have you got a specific individual that you think, I want a cheeky question from this particular person? Then all you have to do is drop a comment and we can discuss it live on air as well. If you haven't checked out our other episodes yet, let me start that again. If you haven't checked out our other episodes yet, then you can. All you have to do is head over to the Spill It website at www.spillit.uk, where you'll be able to see all of the episodes. We are on episode 58. There has been 58 episodes of Spill It, plus obviously the after show party with Dan Spragg and Adam Oakley. But you'll be able to catch up on all of those episodes. Not live. You'll be able to catch up on all of those episodes and see them all in action. Or if you're wanting to just listen to them in the comfort of your own home, put on some earphones and sit on the sofa, or listen to me and listen to my wonderful voice as you're driving, wherever you're driving to, then you can get the links to all of the podcast sites as well on the website. Make sure that you keep those comments and questions rolling in. I want to interact with them, and I know that the band wants to interact with them as well. And obviously, don't forget to hit the share button. That's all I want. Just a nice little cheeky share. Okay, let's talk about some announcements. I've got some announcements. I've got two announcements that we've talked about for the last 2 weeks, because obviously we need to drill it in about what's coming up, and then also talking about something else, something new that I haven't talked about, which is not really exciting. It's just a little statement, that's all. In fact, no, I've actually got something else exciting to talk about, so we'll talk about that as well. Okay, 2 weeks ago, and obviously last week as well, I mentioned that I have been looking for certain people to come on and they're going to be sorry, I can't even speak tonight. What's going on? I've been looking for people to come onto the Spill It show as part of a new project that I've got called the Midnight Society. Now, for those people who might recognize that name and think, what's that name from? I've taken that name from a children's TV show from way back in the day on Nickelodeon. Shout out to Nickelodeon. It was called Are You Afraid of the Dark? And it was a group of kids who got around a campfire. They called themselves the Midnight Society. And what they did is that they told their own scary story, their little thriller of a story. And what I wanted to do is kind of bring that kind of feeling back. And so what I've done is I've created my very own Midnight Society that will be a group of people coming onto the Spill It show and telling you all their version of a scary story that'll be recorded and it'll be played at midnight throughout October, the spooky season. which I'm really looking forward to be fair. So yeah, if you wanted to be part of that, then all you have to do is let me know, and we'll get it sorted. We're going to be doing all the recordings throughout September, because they're not obviously not going to be live episodes. They're not going to be like what we normally do here at Spill It every week. But what it will be is people pre-recording it. We're going to look at it. We're going to edit it, and then we're going to get it out. It's specifically going to be out over on the podcasts. But hopefully you will see something else that will come from that. I can't divulge too much information, but you will also see something else coming from that as well. Before that, though, we are heading into September, and it's going to be Spill It's very own LGBTQ plus month. So I'll be doing my own Pride Month, essentially, here. So all of my guests throughout September will be members of the LGBTQ plus community, whether they be from the trans side of things, I've got a Pride event organizer as well coming on the show. And I may also have a cheeky celebrity for you as well, but there's going to be more info on that closer to the time. I'm keeping my cards very close to my chest. Yeah, so there you go. And then at the end of October, to close off spooky season, we are going on a ghost hunt. Oh my God. So we're going to be doing our very own ghost hunt, launching Spill It Investigations. We're going to have our own little Ghostbusters kind of Spill It logo to give out to people. And if you're wanting to be part of the ghost hunt, then you can do. I've got, so basically we've got a team of up to 10 people. You'll all get yourself a little Spill It Ghostbusters badge as well, free of charge. And you'll be coming out with me. Obviously, we've got things to explore. We've got places to explore. We've got ghosts to find. And we aren't afraid of no ghost. There you go. So if you're wanting to be part of that as well, all you have to do is get in touch with me. My email address is going across the bottom. Head over to the Spill It website, www.spillit.uk, and also then you can email me, marcus@spillit.uk, and you'll be able to be part of the Spill It Investigations crew as well. Finally, speaking of October, obviously I've talked about the Midnight Society, the live, no, sorry, not the live, the Midnight Society, talking about the people coming on and telling their scary stories. What I'm also needing are guests. I'm needing guests for October. So I booked all of my guest slots from April. So I was speaking to all of my guests, including obviously Regional One. I've been speaking to all of my guests in April, and I booked all the way through up until the end of September. I completely forgot I've not been booking guests. So if you're wanting to be part of the show, then all you have to do is get in touch with me and tell me what you would like to come on into the show and talk about. If you've got an inspirational story that you want to share, if you've just got, if you're raising money for somebody, or you want to just raise awareness for whatever, then you can do. Just come on the show and let me know. Well, come get in touch with me and let me know, and you can come onto the show and tell your story. Simple as that. Caroline has just been in touch as well. Wonder who will scream first and loudest. Me. I probably wouldn't scream. I don't. It's not that I don't like believe in stuff like that, but I'm very, very skeptical. I'm a very skeptical person, which probably isn't like the wisest of things, like me trying to sort out this Spill It investigation stuff, because I'm like, yeah, but it was probably just this. But at the same time, I think it will work quite well. But I would like some people who obviously do scare quite easily, because I think that'd be quite entertaining, just to kind of prod them in the dark and be like, hello. And just seeing the reaction. I think that'd be absolutely amazing. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, if you're wanting to be on the show, then get in touch with me and you can come on and tell your story to the world, to the Spill It community and more. If you're wanting to be part of the Midnight Society, then get in touch with me and let me know. If you want to be part of Spill It Investigations, then get in touch with let me know. And then don't forget as well, we are celebrating the LGBTQ plus month here at Spill It in September. So make sure that you stay tuned for that as well. All the guests will be updated on the Spill It website in 2 weeks' time. So make sure that you keep checking the website for more details. Right, I have talked your ear off anyway for 10 minutes. My guests are waiting patiently in the back, in the green room. It is that time. It is 7:10 p.m. and these are the guests of the hour. These are the people that you are here to see. You're not wanting to see my lovely face anymore. Anyway, you want to see the band's face. Well, here they are. It is the guests of the hour. It is Simon. We have Callum.
Hello.
We have Aaron.
Hello.
And we have Stevie forming Regional 1. Hello to you all.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Very
Good.
well.
How are you doing?
I am very, very well. Thank you very, very much for asking. It's actually such a pleasure and a privilege to have you on the show.
Hello, Caroline. I see your
Caroline,
chat's popping
hello
up.
there.
Hello indeed.
Hello there.
Okay, well, I am ready to play a little game. Are you guys ready to play a game with me?
Absolutely.
From what I've heard, maybe not.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Linda's come now. Just to pre-warn you about this game that we're about to play. This is Linda's favorite part of the show. Linda is one of our regular viewers, and she loves hearing people's answers. And she always says, and I'll say it for her because she'll probably put it in the comments, the dirtier the better.
Oh, no.
Okay, anyway, we're off to play the game. This is the 5-second rule. That's right. It is time to play my favorite game. It is the 5-second rule. This is a game that I play with all of my guests. It is a nice, easy game. It's just a nice little icebreaker. It's a way for us to have a bit of a laugh at people's expenses. And all I do is say to name 3 somethings, and you have got 5 seconds to name those 3 somethings. There you go. Linda straight in the comments saying not clean.
See you, man.
So in Linda's eyes, there's no such thing as TMI. Okay. So okay, are you ready to play?
Yeah, no.
Let's do
I'm
this.
ready. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Cool. We're going to start with Simon, because obviously normally what I do is I'll do 3 rounds with my guests, but obviously there's 4 of you guys. So
You can just do Simon over and over.
Yeah.
That is
Us 3 and Linda will just sit. We'll sit. We'll wait.
So what we'll do is that we'll start with Simon, and then we'll see how many Simon can get, and then we'll move on to Callum, and then we'll go on to Stevie, and then we'll finish with.
That'll do.
You're not getting out of it, Aaron. You're not getting out of
What's
it.
wrong, Aaron?
Hearing me.
Okay, here we go. So Simon, are you ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
Okay.
That's ready. Look at him. The sweat already dripping from his head.
Okay, question for you, Simon, is name 3 famous bald people.
Vin Diesel, Ron Petrol. The Witcher, Doug Cockle.
Sorry, who was your second answer?
From
He's my panic answer. Ron Petrol is our theoretical answer to Vin Diesel.
Yeah, it's the antithesis. It's the complete opposite.
Imagine Vin Diesel from Wish.com, and you're
He's sort of an unofficial mascot that we don't talk about. But
Okay. Right. moving on to Callum. Are you ready, Callum?
I hate being put on the spot.
Good. Even better. Right. Name 3 things you'll find in your bedside table.
Socks, condoms, and then Kleenex.
Oh, Kleenex and
all,
condoms.
they're all related, by the way. They're all tied into the same thing. I'm not going to elaborate on what.
He doesn't even wear socks.
Yeah, no.
I don't have a bedside table. We're just under the pillow.
Simon, you scored 1. Callum, I can't accept your last one because it was just out of time. So you're on 2. Okay, but
Right,
Callum, you are leading. You are leading.
Yes.
Stevie, you're next. Are you ready to play?
Yeah, okay, come on. I'm ready to go.
This one's dead easy. Name 3 things you do when no one is looking.
Scratch your ass. definitely pick your nose. That's happening. What else we got? No one's looking. Fuck. I don't know. Do I need another one?
I mean, we all thought
I have
it.
more
You
time.
just
We all thought it. We all thought it. It's just that you didn't
Refused the answer.
vocalize
He's a
it.
good Christian boy. He's a good little Christian boy.
I'm a good
with you,
Christian
Linda.
boy with Christian values.
Linda's already started saying boring.
He's a bit vanilla, that boy.
Carolyn's still not got over the tissues yet. Okay, here we go. Your last one. This is for the win, Aaron. If you get all three, then you've won. Okay, here we go. Name 3 Smurfs.
Papa Smurf, Mummy Smurf, and the dog Smurf.
Did you say Mummy Smurf?
Yeah,
It's a I don't know.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. If anyone else in this call would have slayed that question. That man. The disappointment. Nah.
The existence of
Fired.
the
Yeah, give-
Mummy
implies that
Smurf.
there's a Mummy
You know, there's only like one female Smurf, isn't there?
Is that Mummy Smurf? I don't know.
No. What do you mean?
Depends who you ask, I guess.
No,
Not at the start of the series. Yeah.
Can anybody else name 3 Smurfs?
Nah.
Smurfette, by the way.
Smurfette.
Is that the one?
Fucking hell.
So you've got
Strong
Papa Smurf, Smurfette, and then is there any others that anybody can think of?
It's the buff one.
The Buffs, Buffy's
Yeah,
the Buff
he's
Smurf. Henchman
Ron
Smurf.
Yeah.
Vampires.
Ron Petrol.
Okay, well, because of that, Aaron, I will give you another go because I don't think that anybody could name
with.
3. So I'll give you another go for that one. Right, here we go then. So here is your final one. You've got to redeem yourself now. You scored 1.
I'll go 3 points.
Okay, name 3 smells that make you gag.
Right, farts, shit, and moldy fish.
There you go. Well in time.
He wasn't fucking about there, was he?
You should see the list on the wall I have of awful smells.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, so Aaron is our winner. Congratulations, Aaron. You have won yourself this lovely trophy right here. It will be in the post for you. All
As
right.
long as it's a fart in the jar, I'm happy.
Okay. Did you have fun?
Oh, good fun.
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you.
Good. As I say, it's just a little bit of an icebreaker. It's just a little bit of fun, so we can laugh at your expense, essentially. I hope that it was all right for Linda. Linda does get disappointed quite easily if it's not dirty enough. So, I mean, we had tissues and condoms and socks under a pillow because they're not in a drawer. So, that's where we're going. I think that's the highest level that we had. Right. I'm going to ask a question and you're going to answer it. It's my main question that I've got for anybody who doesn't know who you are. Who are Regional 1?
Well, I'll start us off then, boys. So we're a rock band from down south in the UK. We formed quite a while ago, but we've been through a few lineup changes. Now we're here with this lineup. We're good to go. We've been writing a lot of music over lockdowns, getting back on the gigging scene. Our music is, if you're fans of sort of the heavier side, you've got Avenged Sevenfold. If you like Guns N' Roses, hard rock. Well done, Callum. You did all right.
So proud.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're looking to write music about these kind of strange concepts, very Orwellian concepts. We quite like the idea of anti-media, very much control. We're quite anti-government, quite anti-everything, actually. We do write nice songs as well.
We just hate everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but if you're angry about things and you want to listen to music about it, we're pretty good at that.
I think we all go through something where we just need to need to listen to a little bit of Angry Times, don't we? So
yeah, absolutely.
I completely get behind that. Now, if we can, so I've heard obviously a little bit about the band. Obviously, we'll go straight in. We'll go in with more detail about the band, the history of it, and all of that lot. Let's listen to everybody individually to talk about who you are as an individual and what you bring to the band as well. So, Simon, we will start with you, because you're right there in the middle. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, yeah. So I'm Simon. Obviously, I'm on lead vocals for Regional One. One of the founding members of the band. So I found the band quite a long time ago, originally as the drummer, but I was too attention seeking and ended up singing instead. So I've been doing that ever since. So, I mean, originally I wasn't massively into music, but I got into music through playing the drums, doing a degree in drums, so all drums, and completely threw all that away just so that I could basically be in the middle of the stage. Yeah.
Phil Collins.
Yeah. Well, you can't run around if you're on the kit. So I quite like running around into an audience and riling people up a bit and having a bit of fun. But yeah, the reason this band came about really was initially it was a college project, but then it evolved into a lot more than that. It moved into, we started forming a bit of a connection with our audience. We started really seeing actually a good return at live shows. And it became a bit more serious following that on, especially more recently now that we've got the lineup we're happy to move forward with. Definitely much happier now with the lineup that we've got. We were originally a 5-piece, but we've dropped down to a 4-piece for the sake of ease, if anything. If I'm honest, it's much easier touring 4 men than 5 plus gear. So we cut down to that. But yeah, so more recently, we managed to come out of lockdown and have a gig quite early on, actually, down in Bournemouth, a home show with a band local to us called Endea. And getting back on stage was it was an unreal experience, actually, because obviously we've not been allowed to do it for a few years really at this point. And where just before lockdown we were going through lineup changes and starting to write a new set of songs anyway. We weren't gigging at that point, so coming back out of the lockdown, even though it was a seated table gig, wow, there was a lot of energy there, and I think that's what I've missed the most, actually. I think that's the best thing is that live energy from an audience.
Wow, yeah, and I completely get that. Like, so, I bet you're quite glad to have that back.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. I think I can speak for everyone here when I can say it's not just a relief that we're allowed to do it again, but it's a necessity at this point. It's getting pretty difficult.
Well,
just being sat indoors, man.
How long was it? Like, it was a good, probably close
2
to 2
years,
years.
I think.
2 years since we played an actual show, which is insane
crazy
to even think about. Like, if I'd have thought about that at the same time, like we played the last show, it was like, okay, we're going to be doing this, and it's going to be 2 years before we do another one. I think I don't even know how I'd comprehend that, to be honest.
No, not one bit.
Let's move on to you, Callum. If you can just introduce yourself and what you bring to the band.
I'm Callum. I play bass guitar, lead bass, I suppose you could say.
That's what it says on his business card.
I think I can't remember when I joined the band, but I don't remember joining the band.
It's because we were drunk.
Yeah, I think it was New Year. It was a New Year's party, and you're like, "Do you want to be in a band?"
Sorry, how did
that's my Simon impression. Do you want to be in a band? And then, yeah, and I just kind of got indoctrinated. I don't know,
Just
Stockholm
adopted,
syndrome.
basically.
Yeah. And now I'm here. Now I'm in too deep. I can't leave. Wow, it's just way into deep.
just pure Stockholm syndrome. You can't leave.
Not always drunk. Just when in public.
Yeah.
Only when I'm at the bar, I'm drunk.
Yeah, I've been sober 2 years. Lies.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely alive.
And Stevie, let's hear a little bit about you. Who are you, and what do you bring to the? I feel like what's she called now? Cilla Black. Number 3, what's your name? Where'd you come from?
Hey, is that man bottom right down there? Aaron, is that our bachelor boy? He's waiting to choose between us.
Bachelorette number 1.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Anyway,
yeah, Stevie, who are you and what do you bring to the band?
I'm Stevie, like you said. I'm on guitar. Well, I was about to say lead guitar because we were a 5-piece, but yeah, just guitar now. It's just me. In terms of joining the band, I do both now. Actually, well, you say that, but we basically do that now because we have like a tracked guitar and a lead guitar that we do live. So technically, I'm both, I guess.
You give away the mystery and the magic.
The magic,
yeah,
the behind the scenes magic.
But my ego.
Yeah, worth it. It's worth. I sacrificed the magic to stroke my
hands
ego.
down.
In terms of joining the band, I mean, where do I even start with that? I've known Sai literally since I was 1 week old. Mine and his parents were very good friends, so we've always sort of kept in touch. And I ended up moving away to go back to school. Up in Southampton ways, and I came back down here for uni. And the year I moved down here to go to uni, I think was the year you came back from doing uni, right?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, because you've been doing your college project with Regional One and everything. All the people you were doing that with, and all the people working with Sai, were left up where he was doing uni. And he was like, I need a guitarist. I was like, well, funny that. And he's like, 8 years I've been away, I've been doing bugger all else but playing guitar. So yeah, it just sort of happened kind of naturally after that, and we've just been here ever since. That was probably 4 or 5 years ago. 5 years ago.
Yeah, I reckon about that. Yeah, we just started jamming in my parents' garage, wasn't it?
Oh, the parents' garage.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we had a little relivement of that. Like we've a little tidbit for you guys that are in the chat. We've been recently shooting a little bit of a project, something coming up. And part of the stuff we were doing, like shots and extra things for that, we were in Sai's garage, and I think it's the first time we've been in there for about 3 years to do music stuff. And it was very fucking surreal. I'm not gonna lie.
Most nostalgia I've ever had out of any garage, you know.
The garage, Sai's parents' garage. But yeah, no, that's basically me. And now here I am, and here we are.
Nice. Aaron, same question to you.
Well, I'm Aaron. I'm the drummer, the resident caveman, and I'm obviously the most recent to the band. So I think what it was about 2 or 3 months before the world shut down. Simon just messaged me on a whim and just said, "Look, dude, we're looking for a drummer. Any chance you fancy coming and trying out?" So yeah, I met the boys. We all got on really well, and the rest is history. Obviously, yeah, we started jamming. I love the tunes. I thought, I'm having a bit of this, but this is sounding great. and yeah, then obviously, I started jamming, and then the world went into COVID. So we've just literally been bonding over COVID, and then obviously come out with this big explosive show a few months back now. So it's just continue with that momentum, and I'm loving it.
And that's exactly what we're going to be wanting to talk about. So I wanted to talk about the effects of COVID, the lockdowns, how things were beforehand, and then obviously how it's been coming out of this lockdown to a point where you are now. And obviously you've just released your, is it your EP or is it just new music or?
We've got an EP coming.
There you go.
But new single and an EP coming soon. We won't drop any dates yet. But we just released Smoke It Away, which is, it's a very old song. From the band that we wrote quite a while ago, and we've been playing for a while. But it's one of the songs that I think, Aaron, we definitely bonded with you over quite a bit when we were learning that together and working our way through the new parts and adding your flair to it. So that we thought we'd give it proper treatment, get it in a studio and actually give it a music video because it's a fun song. It's good fun live. People enjoy it live. And
repeatedly, one of the best songs live that we do. Love playing that song live.
Lots of energy.
Audience, please, yeah. The big bounce.
Yeah.
It's like you say, when we've had Aaron on board and we've had so many changes since we were last playing that live, we were like, yeah, this is so much better than what it was even 1 year ago. So just have to get it down again, basically.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about what it was like during lockdown or just before lockdown. Just before lockdown and then going into lockdown. Specifically, let's talk about, did you have anything lined up? Did plans have to change? And how did you overcome things like that?
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot lined up. So coming into lockdown, we were booking gigs that were wiped off the slate. They were completely removed from existence. We had plans to get in and out of the studio a lot more. I was working in a studio as well, so I lost my job there because of COVID, all the shutdowns. They just can't afford to keep people on. So yeah, before lockdown, we had a lot of hope, and then that was sort of taken away pretty quickly.
Taken away.
Absolutely sledgehammered. But yeah, I think going through lockdown, we sort of kept each other going a bit, definitely musically, and starting to really become friends, especially again with Aaron. I think some of our best times have been, as sad as it sounds, online playing video games.
Yeah,
So-
just on web chats as well.
until very recently, that was sort of how,
that was the
especially
whole
like I say with Aaron, that's how we got to know you. So, but yeah, now we're coming out of lockdown. How do you explain it? It's like you know when you see that light coming through the clouds. It's a bit like that, I think, for me, at least.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I think that's pretty clean across the board for everyone. Like,
Yeah.
just very done with it.
Yeah, get back on with life. It did
exactly.
pause our life for a year and a half. It's we had to change all of our plans. Really, we weren't able to release the songs we wanted to release. We weren't able to get in the studios. It was a nightmare, to be honest. But now it's coming out of it. We're going to get the ball rolling big time, I think.
Leela has asked a really good question here as well. So what bands do you follow or aspire to play with?
Oh, good question. So I think we should do at least one each, guys. I mean, for me,
you want to do
one? I'll give you three then, fine. I'm gonna go with an easy three. I gotta say, bands like Muse, Avenged Sevenfold, and for me, in terms of, obviously we can't really play with them, but for me, a big inspiration is definitely Queen and the way Freddie Mercury fronts the band.
Anybody else?
Yeah, who's next?
I think a big one for all of us is like Gojira.
Yeah.
I know me and Aaron used to listen to them, and I introduced you to, but like just
So good.
to play with them would be. Imagine just when you go on tour with them, you just get to see them play every single day. That'd be wacky.
That's it. The whole reason he's in it. He just wants to play
That's it.
tickets, that's it.
I just love to see him every single time.
Get paid to see your favorite band every night. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and get to play live, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously,
that's
of course.
Yeah,
Our main
obviously,
drive.
that's the word.
I think that's a big one for me. I really, all their riffs are really good, and the the message, all their lyrics, everything. They're a very good band live.
Yeah, no, bands. Well, I mean, obviously, Avenged Sevenfold. They're like one of my tend to go tos. Honestly, as well, since we saw them live, Shinedown as well. Great band.
yeah.
I listen to a lot of like playing with Shinedown would be awesome. Off the top of my head, though, like Muse again, great band. I can't think of any more off the top of my head. It's on the spot.
It's on the spot again.
Yeah.
That's fine. Any others? Aaron, have you mentioned any?
Yeah, I think we're quite good between us because we very much, I feel, share a similar, very similar. So I would have said Avenged, I would have said Gojira, but obviously, personally for me, I love Rush. I absolutely through and through love Rush. So I know. No, I can't play with them.
Fucking drummers.
Yes. It's just amazing. They're just amazing. I love them.
Adam has also asked a question. Sorry. Do you guys have any more awesome material in the pipeline?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So absolutely, yeah. We've had some involvement with Adam. Actually, he's helped us out on a music video recently, which we've been shooting that will be up for release. Not this month, but hopefully next month. Again, not going to fix any dates for you yet, but yeah. So beyond that, we have got a lot of things coming. We've signed on with a very good, very renowned management company now as well, who are really, really pushing us to sort of be our best, and they're brilliant. Yeah, they're so we'll hopefully be working with some pretty well-known producers in the next year or two, and yeah, we've got I mean, over lockdown, we wrote quite a bit of music. I think there's at least 20 or 30 songs that are just ones we're going to choose from. We're going to choose the best 5 and just record them, I think. So, no, it was not going to be a no, Lyndon. Not ever. Absolutely not.
We're going to go on this. We're going to go on this. We're going to go on this chat show, this Facebook Live chat show.
Yeah,
and we're going to say no, we don't have anything planned.
Yeah.
We've actually
we're actually broken up now. We're actually not making anything.
We've hit our peak. This right here. No, we're not. After this.
We're going to tour the last 5 singles until we're dead, I think.
Okay, so tell me about. So you kind of touched on it with obviously like different people, and obviously you're now a 4-piece rather than a 5-piece. I want to know how the band originally started, and then obviously we've already talked about how you guys have kind of formed now, but let's just elaborate on that a little bit more. So what was like the first stage, and then the rebirth, if you will?
For sure. So a good place to start is the original meaning of the name. I went to a college which was in Kinston, near where we live in Bournemouth. And that was called the Academy of Contemporary Music Regional. Ooh. And we were the first rock band to ever come out of that. So we were there for the first year it was open. So Regional 1, easy. That did evolve further down the line, but we'll touch on that another time. It's not that simple. But yeah, so we needed to hit deadlines and write songs and perform them to our fellow classmates. So we very quickly put some songs together, and we didn't really like covering music, so we decided actually why don't we just create some songs. First songs were a bit rough around the edges, but they passed the songs. So we played some of our own original music, and then a lot of those guys ended up going to uni as well at the Academy of Contemporary Music, not Regional, and yeah, we carried it on for a while there. And after that, we just sort of took some time off because I think, I don't know, I personally found uni a little bit demoralizing. I wasn't really keen on it. I came out with a good grade and everything, but I don't know, everything about it was a little bit, it felt kind of contained and forced. And we want to write music that's kind of quite experimental in some ways. Obviously, we'll use hooks and parts that we hopefully consider catchy and fun to sing along to. But we want to experiment a bit. We're big fans of bands like Pink Floyd, Avenged Sevenfold, as mentioned, Muse, as mentioned. These kind of bands, they really break their own fields in a big way. So we want to write like that. And you weren't really able to do that at uni. It was marked on, well, was it ticking the right boxes? And it doesn't. Progressive music doesn't. So, but yeah, so took a break. The original members of the band all went their separate ways. A few of them now, from what I understand, living in London. Some of them DJs, some of them in completely different fields. But yeah, I took time off music as well. And then Stevie rocked up one day. I think we went. Yeah, he turned up at my door. No, I'm pretty sure we went for a night out. We thought,
yeah, we did. We just, it was when I was like in my first year of uni.
Yeah, man, that would have been.
I was in, I was in halls in Poole, and it was fucking the ass crack of nowhere, and it took ages to get to from town. And
I vaguely recall, yeah.
Yeah, you had a car. It was great.
Yeah, easy one. So I'm pretty sure we got drunk, rocked out a bit, and formed the band again. We sort of said, well, I've got some songs that we've already got here that we can play to an audience that people kind of enjoy and I think would turn up for, and they did. So we built the band. We went through a few exactly like that. That is an accurate statement right there. But yeah, so we went through a few different formations, few different members before you kind of find comfortable members with any band really. You got to find the right people that click well, that are happy to get sweaty on the road together and not shower for 3 days straight. So I think we found that now.
Experts in that field.
That's pretty much where we are now.
Callum already hasn't showered for 5 days.
Yeah, I feel like we've already gone through quite a bit together, even though we've been locked indoors for a year. You know what I mean? We had some odd requests during lockdown. I mean, we were contacted by a global cult at one point and asked to join that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
big.
Yeah.
Not
Disguised
like
as
a
a
fake
band.
cult either, like a real
proper
cult.
Yeah, we're talking like 100 members. You live in a commune cult. Yeah. So thought that was pretty good. We heard their leader he'd killed Demon Hitler, so we were quite impressed by that. And
well, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we did have to turn them
songs.
down because they're out in America, and it was practicalities.
If it wasn't for COVID, we'd be over there right now.
Yeah. So that was an experience.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
So what has life been like since coming out of lockdown? So obviously we've talked about obviously how the band first started as obviously the original, and then how you guys got together and kind of reignited that regional one flame through like during lockdown as well. And then we've talked about life in lockdown, so obviously building upon obviously what you've got written, the songs, all that lot. What is it been like after lockdown? What has been the experience from there? What have you been doing that's different? And what are you looking forward to in the future?
Well, I think I can say for everyone, it's been a massive bloody improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, another thing
outside,
another thing we got into as well. Like all of us now, we all go skate parks together and skate. That's one thing we weren't able to do really before, because four's too many. COVID doesn't spread between four. So now that it's not able to spread between 4 members or more, we've started skating together. But no, on a serious note, that was a really good bonding experience. I think there's some trust to be gained from backing each other at a skate park, because I mean, if you fall over, you're gonna hurt yourself pretty bad. So.
Unless you're Aaron, he just falls over and just gets the fuck back up again. I've never seen
in
my life.
You're Stevie, you break your elbow, and I just
I break my arm. That's what I was thinking. This was another thing that happened post lockdown. Honestly, it was probably less than 3 weeks ago.
2-3 weeks.
I broke my elbow skateboarding.
So we made him shoot a music video and everything.
Yeah, so the weekend we shot a music video.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
I've never seen a man so well. He looked happy, but I know he was hurting inside when he was playing guitar a lot. Like
after the 20th take, yeah.
Yeah. But on other topics here with regards to what we've been able to do, we've been able to shoot a music video that we've wanted to shoot for a long time. That involved a crowd of people. You can beat an elbow, can you, Marcus? What have you done?
I'm not getting into this right now, Caroline.
Go on.
Oh no. So yeah, I've over the last couple of weeks, like literally 2 weeks, I've got a hairline fracture in my thumb. So, and that was through dancing.
Dancing.
Yeah, permanently thumb up. And then literally a week later, like I think it was even within a week later, I've broken my toe as well.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm
Was
broken.
that also dancing? Did you not learn a freaking lesson?
That was just walking around the house.
Yeah, gotta wonder what you were doing dancing on your thumbs, really.
Well, yeah.
It must have been a really fucking impressive dance.
A whole episode.
Oh God, Caroline, you're killing me.
To laugh at your expense, brother.
On the only
and that was the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, last year I was very, very drunk, and I went into a club and I noticed that they had a pole in the club, and naturally I was like, I'm gonna have to have a go at that pole. And I went onto the pole and I slipped off the pole, fell off it, and then I twisted and bruised my knee and my calf muscle as well. So
very nice.
Yeah. Thanks, Caroline.
No, seriously, thank you, Caroline.
Back on topic.
Yeah. Where were we? Music video, I think.
Music video, yes. You were talking about like you managed to get this music video done, which is what you've been wanting to do for ages.
Absolutely. So that involved a crowd. So obviously we weren't able to do that before. Obviously there's still some sort of COVID restrictions we had to follow, but we finally got to do that, and we had an amazing team of people. It was awesome. Yeah. Previously, with most of our music videos, we've shot it with the studio that we record at. But for this one, we had quite a kind of in-depth vision for what we wanted the video to look like, and it's a lot of planning, and there's a 11-page screenplay just for this music video. So we spent a lot of time just planning out, and we came to the conclusion, why don't we try just doing it ourselves and see what happens? And I think it was one of the best experiences personally for me that the band's had.
Just a great day in general.
Absolutely great bunch of people, and we've got a great photo that went up recently of the whole crew. Well, most of the casting crew that were in the video. A few had to leave earlier on, but yeah, that was absolutely awesome. Then we went and we got sort of a few of us pretty drunk afterwards as well. First night out,
Slightly inebriated afterwards.
Inebriated, well, drunk enough to break a few glasses in their hands or whatever. Right? It looked pretty rough, but
Adam.
Yeah.
I think that's what made it even more special. Is it was like the first time this bar had been open properly, and we could go there since like it was all this seating arrangement all the time. So it was a proper decent night out.
Just everyone crowded around the tiny table.
That was brilliant. Yeah, it was quite a sight, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. So I think that's definitely been a massive improvement coming out of lockdown. Is just being able to see people interact again. I think with what we do, it definitely you kind of rely on that a bit.
Mm-hmm. Doriana, I hope I pronounced that right, has asked a question. Which song you made is your favorite according to each member?
Tough one, that. Thing is, the one I'm most proud of isn't out yet.
I want to hear Aaron. I want to hear what Aaron thinks.
Actually, Aaron, you go on.
Do Aaron first.
I'm most curious.
Because this is someone who's like come in after we've recorded most of the songs. Like he's been there for the process, but not for the writing process for most of these songs.
Sort of,
so I'm kind of curious what your best one is. I don't think we've ever like really asked you, so I kind of want to know.
Well, there's a listening, and then there's a playing. Listening, I think I'm allowed to drop names, chaps, of songs.
Drop names
aren't necessarily out yet.
Yeah.
Go on.
In terms of from a listening point of view, it's Got to Be Sold, which is our song that will be coming out hopefully some point in the next few months. But that one, I love listening to it. It's great. But I think the follow-on one we're going to have after that, Bedlam.
Oh, yeah.
Is the one to play. It's a good song. From a job perspective, that's good fun.
We've got quite a project going with that song. I cannot wait to show that one.
That one's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be my 2 pence.
Stevie, what about you?
So, if we're going to do it playing wise and a listening wise again, honestly, I think listening wise, probably Smoke It Away. I don't know. It's not even necessarily the like open it up on Spotify and listening to it wise. It's just the fact that I love playing that song live and I love hearing it that way. That song live is probably one of my favorite things. Like the chorus for that song live is probably the highlight of the set for me. Like favorite song writing wise though. Honestly, it's a toss up.
Choose a favorite child now.
Who's your favorite?
You hate the rest of them.
Mummy Simon wants to know.
No, it's either going to be Dead Silence or Sold again. I do love Dead Silence though. I think I'll probably go with Dead Silence purely because that was the first it wasn't like the first solo I'd written, but that was the first guitar solo that I really thought that I was like, yeah, no, this is the sound I want to go for out of guitar solos and what the direction I want to go.
Certainly.
And that was the first one we like really put out. I was like, yeah, that's yes. That.
It suddenly had balls.
Yeah, it suddenly had owners, you know?
Yeah. What about you, Callum?
I like Control because it's in drop C and it has a breakdown.
It's in drop C and I don't have to tune.
It's really good.
For non-musicians, that gives it a heavier tone. Makes it it's audibly lower in pitch, so it certainly has weight in the room.
Yeah.
You know the depiction of Zeus throwing a lightning bolt? It's basically that.
I really do like playing Rise. I like all the little bits in Rise. It's really good. Man. It's fun to play. It looks cool as well. People going like. Do.
One more time.
You've got a really good part.
What, sorry?
Little did you know, we didn't actually record any bass for the recording. We just recorded Callum making the noise.
Yeah.
It was a perfect.
That's how I
sound.
play bass. That's our unique thing. It's
It's got a hidden microphone in it. That's not actually a real beard. It's a microphone, and we just mic him up on stage. He just makes that sound.
Can you,
become a character
can
in Guitar Hero?
Callum, can you just make that that noise again for us, please?
Okay, guys.
10 out of 10.
That sound bite will be available on iTunes as a ringtone.
That's on the B side. That is.
I didn't get the audio jungle in.
Okay, Simon and yourself.
Yeah, I think in terms of listening to, I think I think Sold. Sold's not out yet, but Sold.
You can't listen
It
to
is
it.
It's really good.
I'm privileged that way. In terms of singing, though, I think we've got a bit of a softer song I quite like called Chosen. That one's, I don't know. I feel like with that one, you can open up a bit to a crowd, and an audience connects quite well with that song. The other songs obviously are a bit more angry, or they're a bit more sort of like upbeat and more fun. But this one's kind of where you actually see people, you notice them paying attention quite a lot more. But my favorite song's not finished being written yet. That's the problem.
I know which one he would.
It's got everything.
Yeah, no, we'll wait.
It's got everything in there.
Cumin.
So basically, what people need to realize who are watching and listening is that you need to keep following their story, because all of the good stuff's coming out. You've not heard the good stuff yet.
Yeah, no, literally. This is all
That
the
is reasonable.
lockdown. This is the lockdown angst that's coming. That's what it is.
You shut me in my room for a year and I misbehaved.
Caroline's asked a question. Have you got videos for all of your songs?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think so.
I think there's. Do we have a video?
Control doesn't have a video.
Control's got a lyric video, yeah.
Oh, there's a lyric video, yeah.
Yeah, so
Like,
most of them have performance videos, and you'll notice there's a lot of different band members in some of the older ones.
Like the Sugar Babes.
Yeah, like yeah, the Sugar Babes. That's us. But yeah, we've got videos for pretty much all of the tracks, and we've got more videos coming. So for every release, we'll have a video at least for this EP, I believe.
That's good. That's really good as well. And what we'll do is we'll keep up to date with those and post as many out as we can do as we see them. Marie has commented saying that Chosen by far my favorite.
Oh, good song. I agree. Genius, right?
What I want to know as well. So obviously, you guys have got to know each other very, very well. And everybody that has like a close knit group of friends, because obviously that's what you are, you're a close knit group of friends, they will always have something in their head that they think, I now know something interesting about that person that I didn't know before. And I'm just wondering if you'd be able to and you can choose anybody in the band, we'll go through it all, but what is an interesting thing that the viewers and listeners and fans of you guys may not necessarily know about another band member?
Interesting thing.
All right. I'm gonna go quite vanilla. Aaron is actually a top tier gardener.
Oh wow!
He loves his plants. He's growing an entire farm in a backyard. I don't know how he's doing it.
I love that.
I love these
During
potatoes.
lockdown, he just tends the farm. He's become Farmer Thanos, and he just sits in the background.
But, you got to prep for COVID, you know.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm fairly
here.
certain that's why you did it.
I've got 4 tons of potatoes now. I can't shit. Please help me.
Aaron, we'll move on to you. What is something interesting, like an interesting fact or something that, what is it about somebody else in the band? Anything you want.
Well, I quite like being in this band, so That's a tough one. That is a tough question.
Turns out we're just not interesting.
I suppose it's that I couldn't believe how amazing skaters these guys are until I'd met them. Really, honestly, they've
There's a
Sure. You fucking sure?
There's a bit of brown on your nose, buddy. Appreciate it though.
to me, I was like, gee whiz.
Thank you very much.
No.
Callum, what about you? What's an interesting thing about somebody else in the band?
I can't
really think of anything.
What?
I'm gonna go with Stevie.
Oh fuck.
Stevie has a very addictive personality, and he's extremely addictive to a video game. To the point where he may or may not have been late to work a few times because he's been playing this video game.
Yeah, that's your fault, if anything.
Absolute lies.
I need to fucking think of one for Callum now as well.
I was moving on to you. Moving on to you, Stevie.
You want to talk about my addictive personality? What level fishing are you on RuneScape? Whip it out.
Oof.
You talk about another man's fishing level on RuneScape.
My farming level's higher anyway, so it doesn't.
What's your farming level on RuneScape?
97.
I guess
my
addictive
personality.
We're just adult children, aren't we?
Yeah, that's basically what we're.
Communal secret.
Coming back to the band, what can people look forward to in the future? What are you looking forward to in the future? And are there any plans that you'd be able to divulge with us?
Yeah. Lots of new music.
Yeah.
We've all decided we're going to retire now, so thank you, everyone.
No, I think we write a lot of music around quite, I guess, heavy concepts, but in-depth concepts. We think about. Something me and Stevie have spoken about the past in quite a lot of depth is when we write, we tend to think of imagery while we write, and that kind of helps inspire the process. So we've got some videos to accompany that, and we're putting a lot of effort into it. You know, we're put a lot of time into it as well, and we've got some really interesting concepts coming. I can divulge for this set of songs. We've got a new music video coming out next month, which is really cool. We've also got an animated music video on the way, which is going to be absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like it, and hopefully it's going to be our sort of unique property, I would say.
Oh wow,
for sure. No, it is. Yeah. I feel like that was something I never thought we'd be at the point of, like, especially now, like just coming out of lockdown and everything, and obviously we've had time to work on new music or whatever, but having like a proper animated music video that doesn't look, it looks good. Like the humble flex, it looks really good from what I've seen of all of it. To have that is something that I'm really looking forward to as well. That's what I would have said.
Yeah, I mean, and when we say animated, we mean 3D animated. You know, there's everything in its original.
The whole 9 yards.
As in, it's taken the last 6 months to render it. So we really learned about how long it takes to render animation this year. That was new.
Fun time.
I found out, what was it? Monsters University, the basically Monsters Inc. sequel. Apparently, it took them 3 years to render that. 3 years, and Disney have. It's like the 10th biggest supercomputer that they have in the world. So that give you an idea. We're doing it on one graphics card. So it's been taking some time. 9 months. 9 months. Okay. Gloriana's our lead animator and director for that. She's done the whole project herself.
Oh, wow. Okay, there you go.
Big shout out
there. One of the questions that I wanted to ask you, so obviously looking at your past as the band and obviously where you formed now, like to who you are today, there will be bands or people out there in bands or whatever who may have been knocked down a few times. They may have had people leaving. They may have kind of lost that motivation, that confidence, and not really know which direction they're going in. And then obviously hitting into COVID and into lockdowns, that self-doubt is going to grow. And I'm just wondering if you've got any advice or any motivational tips or whatever for people out there who may not necessarily know where they're going with their band, or even if they're wanting to join a band and just don't know where to really start. Just any helpful tips that you've got.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Absolutely. You go for it, Steve.
Yeah, like everything you just said is exactly where we were at the beginning of lockdown. Especially like I wouldn't even say like right at the beginning of lockdown, but the period of time before we found Aaron as a drummer, definitely. Like we were going through obviously some lineup changes and we were auditioning drummers, and it was just to the point where we'd had lineup changes in the past. We'd get to a point where we're trained up, we're good to go, we can plan some live shows, and then we'd get someone be like, they drop out or some circumstances change or whatever, we have to switch again and again. And I think that happened all of 3 times possibly, and I'm talking like a good 6-month chunk each time. So there have been times we've been really downtrodden and out, and obviously thank God we found Aaron now. And then COVID happened. So if there is anyone listening or watching or whatever that is in that situation, we're 100% there with you. And I feel that completely. But that being said, I think the bottom line is if you have like the music that you're really passionate about, and you do have the stuff that you've written that you really want to get out, and then you think, I really want to do something with this. At the end of the day, the only important part of it is not all the stuff that happened before it, but it's just that you get it out there and get it done. Because if you do that, you'll be so much more proud of it being out and done after everything you've gone through. Like, just it will be much better.
Absolutely. And I don't think you can possibly understate that there's a big sentimental value to when you finish a song, you record a song and you release it. Even if it doesn't get any views, not much appreciation, anything of that sort, that's to be expected at the start, right? That's every band. I heard a saying recently that I quoted to a friend. You got to play something like 100 empty rooms before you fill one up, right? So that's the music industry in a nutshell, right? You got to put the time and you got to put the effort in, and you're going to get kicked in the face for the first, first 100 shows,
easy.
Yeah. So, if you're passionate about it and you want to do it, just do it. Just absolutely get on with it. People are going to knock you back. You'll always have people who are going to doubt you. You will doubt yourself, but you've just got to keep at it, really. And you'll manage.
Give yourself something to regret. That's it.
Yeah. And I'd say at the end of the day, you end up creating something that's there permanently now. Like,
that's
the way, right? Every time we release a song or a video, I think actually that's something that if I ever have kids in the future, I'll be showing them. That's there permanently. I've created something with these guys that is now there that wasn't there before, that's come out of nothing. So I think there's something really to be said for that. And I think if you want to do it because it feels amazing.
Yeah, I'd say in music especially, I think it's they always talk about the light at the end of the tunnel, but I feel like with music it's a maze, and then you're taking wrong paths and you're having to backtrack on yourself. For stuff like that, you're going to go back and realize you've backtracked again, and then one day you're going to find the exit, and that's where it's going to be for you. That's where the results will lie.
Absolutely.
Callum, anything to add on to that?
It is one of those things where you just have to just kind of bite the pillow a little bit and then just carry on. But but Rome, I
love that. Just everyone just philosophical, emotional heart wrenching.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
How are you looping this quote back?
Just bite the pillow, by the way.
But Rome wasn't built in a day, kind of thing. Biffy Clyro wasn't headlining downloads 10 years ago, or whatever. He was probably doing little gigs in little pubs and everything. And he's worked hard, or they, I suppose, the whole band in it. They've worked hard to be, where they are now and everything, and doing what they do. So it's just sticking with it. And if you do truly believe that you're giving it your all and doing your best, then at the end of the day, it doesn't really. Who really cares?
Thank you. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you would like the opportunity to discuss now?
Tough one, actually. I don't think there's too much else.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
We've
of,
covered.
A lot of ground in an hour.
Yeah, I didn't expect to be at this point here where you said this, and we didn't have much else to put out
that's
there. But I
great.
think we're actually, I think we've covered.
You good?
We can talk about shows and
Yeah.
things. New shows coming up.
There you go. Yeah.
Bits and pieces.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've got a few dates. So if you do want to come catch us, actually, and we'd love to see you there. Any of you who are listening, anyone who's watching, come say hello and let us know that you're on the, watching Spill It or listening to Spill It. And, we'll come say hi and we'll maybe grab a drink or whatever, because we can do that now.
And we don't need an excuse to do that, really.
Yeah. We do not. We've got a show in Yeovil in November on Saturday the 6th. We're currently looking at a show. It's unconfirmed at the moment, but keep an eye on our page, Facebook, Twitter, all the normal channels. Friday the 10th of September, we're hopefully going to be booking a show. If not, it'll be Saturday the 4th of September. And if you're in the Winchester area, why not? We're booking a show there for mid-October, so hopefully we'll see you there too.
Are there, and I will ask this because a lot of my viewers and listeners are in the north, are there any plans of coming up north?
Top north.
North, absolutely right. So what we want you guys to do is put a comment on the podcast or put a comment to us or a message to us. Tell us where you are. And we'll know where to book. Yeah, because if you want to see us, we'll come see you. We'll come play a show and we'll have a good night.
Love that. Absolutely love that. And obviously you touched on it before, obviously with the social media things that you have and where people can follow you. And that leads me right into this little section here. Where can people find you? This is your chance now to talk about your social medias. But not only that, if you're wanting people to follow you on your personals as well, then drop them. So here you go. Where can people find you?
Get on Spotify. We've got all our music on Spotify. If you want to see something cool, look up on YouTube. We've got all the coolest videos on there. And we've got some good stuff coming, honestly. I don't want to brag.
Coming out of lockdown, we're hitting the ground running,
Yeah, absolutely. It's all going to be on YouTube and Spotify. They're our main channels. If you want to have a chat with us, follow our socials. Facebook is a big one for us. Instagram, we're starting to get onto as well. Please check us out on there. We are on Twitter as well, if you like that. We'll be there. And there is one other place. So I'm just going to give a quick plug to one of our friends who runs his own social media site. He's building from the ground up. We're on a site called Rockosaurus, and that is rock music, metal bands, all that kind of stuff. And it's for fans of rock and metal music. It's all about that. He's doing a great job of it. We've gone onto that recently, and we're hoping to help build that up as well.
And how do you spell that?
It's ROCKASAURUS.
Can you use it in a sentence?
The Rockosaurus Rex went extinct during the late Cretaceous period.
I've never heard of that, but that and along with obviously all your other links as well, I will be making sure that we post them after the show into the show notes as well on the podcast. So if you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify, make sure that you check the description because you'll see the links to their social medias and also links to their Spotify channel and YouTube channel as well. Well, that takes us roundabout to the end of the show. Have you guys had fun?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Brilliant.
We'll do it again sometime.
We'll definitely have to do it again sometime. We'll talk after the show. To be fair, we have so whilst with this show's been going on, I've been making some notes which I will talk to you about after the show. But for now, what are your final thoughts? What should people be taking away from today's episode? What was the purpose of coming on today's episode? And have you got some motivational messages for those people at home?
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Linda. Thank you for checking us out. But yeah, I think if you're into music and you want to make music, don't piss about. Just get out and do it. Just go and do it because you won't regret it. Like, if you've never picked up an instrument, now's the time. You're allowed back out. You can get online lessons. If you even have a slight interest, give it a go, because it's got to be said that there's no place like when you're playing your instrument. Honestly.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like exactly that as well. You can go and get a guitar or go get maybe not a set of drums. They're shit expensive. But you can go get one for like 100 quid, even less, with a little amp, and you can teach yourself or learn from YouTube. Even if you're thinking about just starting up, honestly, it's well worth your time to do it. You don't even necessarily have to get lessons or anything. But I was never like formally lessons or anything. I'm self-taught YouTube, and it's so easy to do. You can just get it done. In terms of personal final thoughts, though, honestly, the most important thing in that was the whole, if you are a band and if you are doing music and you are feeling downtrodden, like 100%, like us and every single band we know and have talked to, they're doing the exact same thing, like the exact same, and they feel the exact way. So you aren't on your own at all. I think that's probably the most important takeaway.
Aaron or Callum?
Yeah, I'll follow on from what the boys have said very much with, if you're going to look at learning an instrument, is one thing I think people fear going into it, and what people are going to think. I've always found that the music community is a very inclusive place. We like to build people up, and so if you are looking to even the slight thought of an instrument, please, there are people who want to help you and they want to be your friend and share ideas and stuff. So there's always that. And I think as well, in the music scene in general, it's been a really tough time for a lot of the upcoming bands and the bands that are touring your local area, wherever you are. So if as a band, all of us will say is, if we can ask you anything, is just to get out and support your local bands, because they've had such a bad time in all this, and they would appreciate your support more than anything. So,
and Callum,
we'll say thanks for watching and listening, everyone. That's very nice of you. Thanks for having us on. It's been
Absolutely,
good.
Yeah.
And then, I think building on what Aaron said, definitely go and support your local venues, because they are having a very rough time at the moment, and probably
we've seen a few closures, haven't we, locally? So it's time to build that back up. Yeah.
But and if you are interested in music, it's never too late, and there's so much knowledge and stuff out there. You can whether it's like YouTube or like just going to the library and stuff, picking up books, all that stuff. Like, there's always ways to learn instruments, power through it.
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Like, honestly, like, this has been beyond a great show. So thank you so much for your time, for your patience, for being so open with us as well and talking about your journey. I'm really excited to see what's next for you guys as well. So I can't imagine what you guys are feeling if I'm excited. But it's going to be absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see the next step of your journey. Now, at the end of every episode, I give my guests the opportunity to give a quote. Now, it can be something that they stand by, live by. It could be something that they've made up that they just really like, or it could be something that they've heard that they just think, you know what, that quote is for me. And we are going to do this individually. So I'm hoping that you've got a quote prepared for me. But also, once you've given your quote, if you can just explain why that quote is important to you and why it's important that you have said it today. And we are going to start with Simon.
Sure. So my quote today is just get out there and do it. It's kind of philosophy we've sort of tried to live by in the band, because a lot of the time you're worried about what people are going to think of what you're doing, especially with music. One of the biggest things that we sort of look for is some kind of validation from our audience, I must admit. But no, sod that. Go out there, play your music, enjoy yourself, and just have a good time.
Thank you. Callum, can I have your quote, please?
I went with good times become good memories, but bad times make good lessons, which is one of the great quotes from Uncle Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender. He's got some great quotes. I think it's good. It's a good philosophy to get behind, because it is extremely true. And just because you're having a rough time at the moment, you can look back on it and always be, pick up why it was bad, what went wrong, what you can do to make it better, or just build upon it.
Definitely. Stevie.
This is definitely very appropriate for the show we've had, but my quote is, you didn't come this far to only come this far. And I think, like, basically it's all the things that we were talking about before with COVID, any setbacks you get. Like, this doesn't just go for music, obviously. This goes for like everything. This goes as a general life philosophy. No matter what it is that it's like holding you back and that's stopping you, like, even when you get through it all and you get to the place that you've got and you achieve the goal, you release the song, you do the tour, you do whatever, there's always a next step, and there's always going to be somewhere else that you want to go, and you should never stop striving to keep building things up, basically.
I love it. And finally, Aaron.
Well, my quote, I love this one because for two reasons, actually. If you ever think you are too small to make an impact, you have never been in a dark room with a mosquito. For a start, I think as a quote itself, it's so true. It's so true. We've all been there, I'm sure, especially in the UK watches. You'll know about the heat wave of a few years ago. We all got eaten alive. A few weeks
skating
ago.
last night. Even.
Yeah, skating last night, eaten alive.
Yeah,
and this is, it's all about inspiration. If you think you will, we've talked about this as musicians and stuff, and you'll think, oh, I'll never break out. That quote is something to live by. And the second reason I love it is because although it's an amazing quote and it's something serious and everything, there's always a funny side to everything. So if ever you think, oh, I had a bit of a bum day, see the funny side. That's how I look.
Think of this man's ginger face. Look at him. Look how happy he is. That's what you do. You have a bum day. Look at that. Look at that happy little face. How can you be mad?
Honestly, it's been absolutely it's been absolutely amazing having you on the show. I can't stress that enough. I can't say how great it's been, how informative it's been, but then not just how just relaxed and fun it's been to just speak with you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I wish you all the best in your future journey. As a band and obviously as individuals as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You are now free to say your goodbyes.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
thank you so much for everyone who's been in the chat. Linda in particular, I've seen you popping off in the chat.
She's active. She's there.
She's going. She needs to know all the secrets. But no, anyone who's listening, watching, any of you, honestly, thank you so much for coming in.
Means a lot to us.
And we just see Deborah popping up as well. Hello. I hope it's all going well in the States. Layla, I don't want to butcher your name. I hope it's Layla. Thank you very much for tuning in as well. Leela. I could have said that before. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone listening. Thank you to everyone watching
as well. So
yeah,
big shout out earlier, but we have noticed. So if you're listening again, thank you.
Thank you, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure, as I said, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye-bye. And it's just you and me, Stevie. Yeah,
it's just me and you. Now that they're gone, it's fine.
Now they're gone. Hello. Thank you. See you later.
Thank you.
Wow. I'm sure that you'll agree that was an absolutely amazing show. I absolutely loved catching up with them. Originally, I'd just spoken to Simon. That was the first time that I'd met the full band. It was an absolutely amazing show. What great guys they are, honestly. And I've thoroughly enjoyed this show. Next week, I will be speaking to Eric, who'll be on the show talking about his journey with his son and his son's autism, how he has had to find support through school, how he's had to move around the country, move to different schools just to try and find the correct support for his son. But then also how he has now released a book talking about his experiences. So I can't wait to have a conversation with Eric all around autism. It's going to be an absolutely epic show. My name is Marcus Wright, and when I don't do this, I run a radio show called A Little Bit of Marcus, and you can find that over on Beat 103 every single Saturday between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. You can give my little Instagram a little cheeky follow as well. I'm going to be pushing that. That's the best way that you can get in touch with me if it's about my radio show, and you can follow me at Marcus Beat 103. To get in touch with me, to find out everything about Spill It, to find out about future shows, and also to get in touch with all of my guests, you can head over to the Spill It website at www.spillit.uk. And on there as well, you will also be able to find ways that you can support me. There are four main ways that you can support me. The first one is by buying merch. So as I said at the very, very start, there's going to be some exciting things about merch. There's also going to be some extra merch landing very, very shortly, and some ideas that I've had for extra merch as well with regards to tonight's episode. I'll be speaking to the band about that privately, though, and hopefully that will also land as well. If you're also wanting to support me, you can do by Patreon and become an official Patreon supporter. And all you have to do is donate at just a minimum of £2 per month, and you'll get access to extra episodes. You'll get the access and early access to all of my guests that are going to be for the following month, and also be able to meet up with some of my guests as well. If, for example, you are wanting to support me further and you don't want to put your hand in your pocket and donate £2 a month, stingy bastards. But you can do by inviting people into the Spill It community right here on Facebook, or inviting people by sharing the YouTube channel, sharing the Twitch channel, sharing the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, and more. Or you can also leave me a review. I love your reviews as long as it's a 5-star review. Let's be honest. I only want 5 stars. If you didn't enjoy the episode, if you didn't enjoy the show, don't leave me a review. It's as simple as that. But if you are leaving me a review, leave it a 5-star one and give me a cheeky little comment. I absolutely love reading them. Thank you so, so much. It has been an absolute pleasure having you all. Thank you all. And thank you to my guests as well. One more time. Regional 1, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. And until we spill it again, it's bye for now. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Spill It. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time to do so. Spill It goes live every week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And a special thank you to these amazing teacups.